What's good, guys? Welcome back to 876 United Facts TV, and we have more updates as it relates to Manchester United. And this update, as you can see in the thumbnail and the title, where we have some more news about the possible sale of the club. And yet again, we're going to discuss the prospective buyer, Sir Jim Radcliffe. So we're just going to reiterate some news that has been resurfaced, as well as some added information. So at this time, I would implore you guys to smash that like button, turn on the post notifications bell, and most of all, subscribe to this Jamaican-based Manchester United channel. And here at 876 United Facts TV, we just speak pure facts. So guys, let's get straight in the video. So, alright ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to look at our first source here. So on the Express here, it states here that Sir Jim Radcliffe is already planning Manchester United's appointment if Glazers decide to sell up. Now, what does this mean? So, I have been browsing through this article, and let me just show you what stood out to me here. So, as evidently as it states here, it says Manchester United superfan Sir Jim Radcliffe is interested in buying a club from the Glazers, as I said already in the intro. Now, this is a section that stood out to me, and it shows me what sort of possible owner he will be. So there's no confirmation as to whether or not he owns the club as yet. And listen to this. Sir Jim Radcliffe reportedly wants Manchester United to hire Luis Campos. That is the person who is or was at PSG. But hold on. If he's able to purchase the club from the Glazers, the billionaire signaled an interest in buying the Red Devils last month, as I said already, despite their current owners showing no signs of selling up, and fans will be hoping that the 69-year-old comes to the rescue as they look for a big change over Old Trafford. Now, this is big news, and as I said, this goes to show the sort of owner that we may be getting, right? He's planning ahead of time, right? So, he's putting things in place if it is that he is the owner, and this is what I like to see. And Luis Campos, the business he's done at PSG already. So guys, if you think this is a fluke source, let us check one of our other sources, right? Let us check them, man, because this is tremendous news. So let's check the Daily Mail. So let's click on it. Alright, so the Daily Mail is reiterating what has been discussed here. So it states here, Sir Jim Radcliffe, if, that is if he's the owner, wants to bring PSG chief Luis Campos to Manchester United if his takeover bid is successful, with the British billionaire already making plans after revealing he is interested in buying out the Glazers at Old Trafford. So you see here, other credible sources are also, right, showing and putting the news out there that Sir Jim Radcliffe is being Batman. He has his contingency plans. He's planning ahead, right? He's making it known, right, what he will be doing. And this is being released also, as I believe, that it's also to push the fans, to encourage the Glazers to sell, right? Because we know the Glazers are taking us for a cash cow, right? So it's the same thing here, ladies and gentlemen. And let me show you the last source that I checked, right? The People's Person. I believe this is a outlet based off the United's People TV, right? So I'm just showing you multiple credible sources are releasing this information, ladies and gentlemen. So it stays here, it says here also, Sir Jim Radcliffe's eyes Lewis Campus. So this is the update. So you get what I'm saying? It's not really much to intake, but it's, even though it's something small, it's something big and something crucial, people. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to put your thoughts as to what you think of this, right? I've showed you the proof in the pudding, right? The proof is there, people, that the possible buyer, the most interesting buyer at this time, is showing us the sort of plans to put in place. And I think we need a proper chief, right, who oversees things, because yes, persons, I know there's a subset of the Manchester United fan base that is over the moon with the signings we got, which signings in Casemiro, right, in Anthony, Lisandro Martinez, just to name them, Malacia, Ericsson, right, and the Dubravkas and so on and so forth, right? We know the fan base is over the moon with these news. But let me tell you guys something, right? I am not over the moon, because the manner as to which we signed these players is not the ideology of a club who means business. Why is it that earlier on in the window, when Ajax was, ready to sell Anthony at a reasonable price, the club drew back, and at the very end, we ended up paying 100 million euros. So things like this forces me to question the style of business that is being conducted here, right? And I am going to re-emphasize things that I said in a previous video. Ralph Ragnick said we needed open heart surgery. And yes, persons might say he's referring to the starting 11 and the players and so on and so forth. But I am looking more into that statement and saying, what if it's supposed to be meant for the entirety of Manchester United, from the ownership come straight down to the bottom of the club? What if that's what the statement was directed towards, right? So I think that there needs to be a new regime, because yes, we have a very, very good manager right now who is spearheading operations on and off the pitch, right? But there's so much that he can do. And people, also I want you guys to be cognizant that all the funds that is being spent in transfers and various aspects of how Manchester United spend their money, it is not through the Glazers pumping their wealth in the club, right? It is through the generation of sponsorships, generations of, ticket sales, the fans buying jerseys, just to name a few things that generates revenue for Manchester United, right? And we should also talk about the facilities in place. There's not a suited training ground for our women's team, right? It is a hassle, because all the teams, the men's team, the youth program teams, and the women's team, they have to be sharing a training ground. And I can believe that these teams can also be inconvenienced due to, so many, facilitators utilizing our facilities, right? So for me, that poses an issue, because I think there should be investments so that other aspects on the pitch can be developed. Not only that, I am also of the understanding that the stadium itself needs renovation, right? And the fans are not getting supreme match experience, meaning that, there are certain lights that needs to be repaired, the stands needs to be repaired, and they have issues also with other amenities that is facilitated there, ladies and gentlemen. So it's a whole host of things that Manchester United needs to do to get the club back to standard, because this speaks volumes also as I close right here. When the Glazers bought our beloved club, right? We had one of the best, if not the best, facilities there is in the world. And now, we can be regarded an ordinary team as it relates to that also. So people, when I'm speaking about Glazers out, I'm not only speaking about it on the basis that the performance on the pitch is deplorable, because at this point in time, at the time I'm recording this, I am somewhat, is it that I am somewhat at peace with how the team is performing at this point in time, right? However, there are other aspects of Manchester United that I am not pleased with, and that goes to show that our owners are not doing what they're supposed to do. So people, look into it. Let us discuss it. Let us, encourage, this possible takeover, ladies and gentlemen. Because if we want to get back to the glory days, yes, we get Ten Hag, people. And it's the manager we all wanted. But that has been happening in the past, right? We got, what's his name? Van Gaal at the time. Fans were ecstatic back then to get this manager. You get what I'm saying? So my point is here, it needs to be a change from the very top for things to be better for our beloved Manchester United. So people, that's where I will end this video. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to the channel. And thanks for watching. Glazers out, people. Let us keep it going. Alright, let's go.